Forget liquidations. What about people having to sell just to keep the lights on? Remember those companies that were buying BTC and said they would keep hodling? Well, now some of them have to sell just to keep things going. We're going to talk XRP along with Hbar price action. Yo, Hbar fans, what happened? We just erased the entire ETF gains. We're also going to talk about a jobs report, or lack thereof. Oh, this isn't good for the economy. That, along with...
I say lots of naughty things, so here's your warning.
Along with me recording my whole segment while on mute, so I had to do that bad boy over. Now, Bitcoin treasury company Sequan sells $100 million in BTC to pay down debt. So forget the liquidations that are happening. Some of these companies that got into the BTC strategy are what? Having to unstrategy it. I told you, just because you buy crypto doesn't mean you're turning a shitty company around. If your company isn't making money, what is owning crypto going to do for you? Eventually, you're going to have to sell it for money. Speaking of, ETH is down 10%. XRP 212. Oh, no. Your comments. Because yes, even on red days and days that are red in the background, your comments come first because you, the viewer, matter most. Shane Wilkins, channel member and dropping support on the channel. Double thank you, Shane. Says, adding it to you for not being a sellout. Says everything when they can't buy you. Choo-choo, hang on. Once we get downhill, it'll be uphill. The cost train keeps going. That's right, I'm not taking any sponsors. How many people out there have a whole freaking description down below filled with affiliate links? Or other stupid sponsorship shit like that where you get drained of your money. Not here, I bring the crypto news. If I'm gonna get sponsored by something, maybe it's like Hims, where it's like Cialis or like Viagra pills. That would fit the channel. Then we could talk about Uptober, Upvember, and Santa Claus telling all the ladies to sit on his lap because he's taking Cialis. Did you not get the joke? Rock Lobster, love the name, says definitely like watching late vids as I'm awake with our 6-month-old. Dude, golf clap to you and congrats to the new parents out there. Hopefully you're like the later videos because I might do it for a while. Bitcoin, 101,075 ETH. Look at that. That's deep, deep red. ETH was over 4 not too long ago. Now, 32, 36, XRP at 221. BNB well under 1,000. XLM bleeding red. Tau's bleeding. Hbar. Oh, we've erased all the gains. All right, U.S. job posting dropped to the lowest since 2021 amid hiring slowdown and the Fed rate cut. So, when businesses are running into money problems, what do? Well, Sequina is doing their thing where they sell off their BTC to keep the lights on. But a lot of these companies, they get rid of the job postings and they let people go. So that means what? People like you and I feel pressure in the jobs market. The U.S. job market slowdown prompts the Fed to cut rates, but guess what? The damage was already done. The U.S. job market slowdown is exerting downward pressure on economic growth, leading to the Federal Reserve rate cuts that enhance liquidity for high-risk assets. And basically what happens is with the Fed bringing rates down, it allows businesses to get business loans at a lower rate. With employment openings at their lowest since February 2021, Rona action, the cooling trend reduces consumer spending by powering corporate hiring, indirectly supporting crypto by encouraging capital flight from traditional markets. But think the retail market, you and I, we get crushed. Why? Well, because if you're afraid that you're going to be losing your jobs with mass layoffs, you probably don't spend that much, do you? And then you got to put a little bit of money on the old credit card. But since the Fed left rates for too high too long, now that debt costs you even more. See, it's called double pounded. It's called you are being Eiffel Towered by the Fed and jobs. The Federal Reserve's recent decision to cut interest rates stems directly from indicators of a decelerating labor market, including stalled job postings and subdued wage growth. The other problem we got is because the government shutdown is happening, we're not getting the reports we need. So again, just imagine driving your car without a speedometer or without a fuel gauge. You would drive it more cautiously, wouldn't you? Hell yeah, you would. Government shutdown complications have further obscured the picture, delaying critical reports like job openings and labor turnover survey. That's the JOLTS. The August JOLTS, blah, blah, blah. Either way, we're not going to be getting the reports. Why? Because the shutdown is happening. Crypto liquidations top $2 billion as BTC continues like ETH at a 4-month low. What the fuck is going on? I remember everyone out there saying, yo, bro, ETH. Every time it gets above 4, they dump on it, baby. Tuesday's crypto market bloodbath only got worse as the afternoon dragged down, with BTC nearly touching the 99,000 mark, ETH falling to a 4-month low, and liquidations happening. Not good. It was recently trading hands for 101,000, talking about BTC, and then it made a daily dive about 5%. Then the decline went to more than 10%. Holy shit. It is down nearly 20% from the all-time high set in October at 126,000. Meanwhile, ETH, which was roaring, is also bleeding a bunch. They are now as low as 3,097, the lowest mark registered since July. Dude, nutso. Now, talked about this. You could be a shitty company. If you buy crypto, you're still a shitty company, right? So, this company, Sequans, wants to be a whole BTC strategy company, and that's what they pivoted to. Well, here's the problem, though. They got some debt they need to pay, and since they're not making any fucking money, I told you, buying crypto doesn't make you money for these companies. You have to make money. Oh, hey, buddy, look, I'm getting doggy kisses. Okay, I love you too. I love you too. Oh my gosh. The New York Stock Exchange listed chip maker Sequans has sold 970 Bitcoin to pay off debt just 4 months after pivoting to a digital asset treasury strategy. Look at him giving me the hugs. The Paris-based firm, which started buying the leading cryptocurrency in July, said it pared its holdings to 2,200. Ooh, that's not good. Semiconductor manager Sequans slashed its outstanding debt from 50% to 94 million. The stock closed down 60% lower. So again, shitty company doesn't change just because you buy crypto. Our Bitcoin strategy and our deep conviction in Bitcoin remain unchanged, except for the fact that you have to sell it to keep the lights on to pay down your debt, my guys. They added this transaction was a tactical decision aimed at unlocking... Oh, God. What excuse... You're so big into BTC, buying and hodling, and then all of a sudden you get a little cash crunch and you're like, yo, I gotta sell. Speaking of selling... Chart up on the screen I got is Hbar. This covers the run-up with the ETF and the juicy action that we saw in the pumps and dumps that followed afterwards. What's interesting about this is we are now lower than we were even before the run-up into the ETFs for Hbar. So not only did we gain some and people started buying on the way up because they were FOMOing, they were like, oh my God, this is the run, this is where it's all going to happen. And I kept telling you, no, it's not going to happen because rates are still too high, the job market sucks, the government shutdown's happening, we're still a little worried about tariffs, we've got a lot of problems out there. So you can't run if you don't have the regs, you don't have the juice, right? But a lot of people FOMO'd into this Hbar move right here. Hbar just recently got to a high of what, everyone? 2190. We're at like 16 cents right now. This is crazy. In fact, earlier today, Hbar got down to what? 1593. Sale on aisle. Pick whatever freaking aisle you're standing in. So, those ETFs right now, okay. Really not helping us out much, are they? It's like a chick giving you a naughty snap, right? And then she's like, well, maybe I'll come on over. And you're like, oh, dude, she's sending me naughty snaps. She's showing me what she's wearing. And then she never comes over. You're like, oh, I got my hopes up and now nothing. XRP, look, volume, nutso, up 50% to almost $10 billion. So the exchange is making a shit ton of money. Now, the bloodbath we're seeing with XRP, oh, that's not looking good. A low at 207 today on these condos. Look at this. This is the 1 hour chart scrolled out here over the last 5 days. Yo, that's a big dropperoni. You know what? Let's clean this up a little bit. Let's go now to the 1 week. 15% down for the week. But bro, Ripple Swell. Ripple Swell's a hype fest. For any of you that have worked in a large corporation in the sales department, you know, every year you have a big sales meeting and it's used to just rile up the troops to get them going. Kind of Ripple Swell. I'm sure they're going to talk about partnerships. Okay, partnerships don't make us money, do they? No, we want native token action. Now, we are rebounding for XRP, but come on, rebounding to 220. Zoom out and you're like, bro, come on. What's scary about this is you see the lows are getting lower and lower over the 1 month. Not good at all. Because the government shutdown's now expected to last probably almost 2 more weeks. Yeah, it's not going to happen. There's no Fed meeting this month. We don't have any freaking reports, so even without the Fed, people can't look at the reports because they wouldn't be accurate. And again, you wouldn't drive your car aggressively if you didn't know what speed you were or how much gas you had in your tank. You sure as hell wouldn't take a cross-country trip if your fuel gauge didn't work. No, no, no. And if you did, you drive to every gas station, you fill it up. Every gas station, you fill it up. We've all played that game before when we drove those old hoopties. So XRP and Hbar feeling the pressure of the macros. Even though the ecosystem news is good, asked Nell Dixon about that, everyone is bleeding out. Now, what does Polymarket say for the all-time high chance for XRP by December 31st? Damn, girlfriend, those odds have gone way down. Started off at 69% chance. Nice. On the 13th of September. Now, yo, we way down there to 13%. So even in the crypto degen betting markets, XRP all-time high chances are heavily sliding. Where have they slid the most? When the government shutdown started. By the way, you got to check out all these cool prop bets here in Polymarket. I'm not sponsored by them. I just share this shit around because I think it's kind of cool. Just throwing it out there. I think you'd like to see this stuff. It is pretty neat, okay? What price will ETH hit in November? Are you serious? Did someone really put money on 7,000? Who in the hell was dumb as that? The majority of people, though, are saying 3,200. Oh, under 3,000, a big chunk. So a lot of pessimism in the market. Now, a lot of you have been saying, bro, the institutions love this sale on aisle 5. And that's right, because the institutions constantly have money coming in. Sorry, I'm just trying to fix my camera angle. When I humped my monitor earlier, I kind of messed it up. Yeah, if you saw that in the video, let me know. So, yeah, institutions always got money coming in. And that's why I brought up this coins thing. Because think that's a company where if you're not making money and you got bills that come up, oh, you got to sell shit. So a lot of these crypto strategy companies actually suck balls. That's why a lot of these crypto strategy companies, their stock just keeps going down. Why? Because they suck to begin with. And buying crypto doesn't make you unsuck. Hold on. Can I buy crypto for people to make them unsuck? No, I can't. Okay, they'll still suck. Okay. But the point is that now these companies with credit, right, the rate's a lot higher. It's harder for them to access that credit, and the credit costs them more. So that means they have to sell their assets. Now, all of a sudden, you're going to see more and more companies selling more and more of their assets. Well, because they need the cash. See, so buying crypto isn't like a cure-all. It's not like a magic pill that you take that fixes everything. Strategy, I mean, what's their income? They're just talking about paper profits for Bitcoin. So if it comes down to it, be ready, because a lot of these companies are going to have to sell to keep the doors open and the lights on. I have the lights on because, like, I have a job. Just throwing it out there. So, what's going to happen to XRP and Hbar? What's going to happen with the government shutdown? What's going to happen with inflation? What's going to happen with all of these negative things right now that have gotten in our way? And the worst part about it is the odds, and I checked this before I went on, the odds for us getting regs this year are now dipping even lower and lower and lower. Why? Because of the shutdown. And the problem is even if the shutdown gets resolved, we're going to have a second one. Because the bill that they're voting on is only a temporary funding bill. So we're going to be back at it in probably a month. Garmin, help me out. Yeah, Klaus, it'll be back in a month. You got to trust Garmin, right? I mean, you got to trust the data. So here we are, hanging out in a bloodbath again. The crypto market, risky AF, volatile AF, but it also means we could pump like crazy, right? ETH pump like crazy. ICP had a crazy run a while ago while the influencers were shilling the shit out of it, and then it just took a poop sandwich. So what's the crypto market all about? Pumps and dumps. Sounds like an OnlyFans name for crypto market people. Pumps and dumps. Now, what do we do in the meantime? Dude, you got to be strategic. Always make sure you got money flowing in, because if some opportunity pops, you want to be able to jump on it. And you don't want to be forced to sell stuff that you're hodling because you need cash flow. So don't be like that company, Sequans. Don't. Oh, we're big in our BTC strategy. We're going to buy and hodl since July. Bam! November 4th rolls around and y'all got to sell because you ain't making your money. Crypto doesn't change shit. If you're a sucky company before you buy crypto, you're a sucky company after you buy crypto. If you're in crappy financial straits right now, guess what? You're going to be in crappy financial straits after crypto. You need to have the cash coming in. So for those of us that do have money coming in, we're buying. We're bringing our averages down. We're picking different things out there at good, juicy price points. But for those that are kind of Strapped, right? Now you're like, oh crap, do I have to sell my BTC? What if you get a big car problem coming up, like an engine blows and your car's like out of warranty? Hey, buddy. Then what? Then you got to start selling the crypto. So you don't want to sell what you really care about. So make sure you got enough money to cover your butt. It's not financial advice. It's just fucking common sense. But common sense ain't so common. Hey, buddy, come on up. You can bug the video. I don't care. Oh, hi. Look at his cute collar from Guatemala. I love you too. I know. You have been so affectionate with me lately. Ever since I started taking him running with me, yeah, big guy's running now. He ran a 5K with me yesterday. Ever since I've been taking him running with me, he has been very, very affectionate and is always caring about what Dad does. Dogs. I'm not going to buy him crypto because he'd still be a dog even if I bought him crypto. So, choo-choo what? Well, Danelle Dixon says an important stat is how many transactions are on chain. Tell that to the tons of people that are being liquidated as the market is pissed over 2 billion away. And tell that to Sequans. I don't give a shit how many transactions on chain. They just care about money. Choo-choo bitches.